My name is S. Rob and I am here to talk about real magic. Yes, that's real magic, not fake magic, not state magic, not manipulation, producing cards, but real magic. Okay, I want to make that perfectly clear. But there's a problem I feel in the world of occultism, and that is over-specialisation. That's true. People are specialising and splitting it up into smaller and smaller sections. So you have voodoo, hoodoo, 7 African powers, dark magic, light magic. The list goes on endlessly. Egyptian magic, demonic magic, angelic magic. It just goes on and on. Pagan magic. You could just go Egyptian magic. And what is happening isn't that people are forming just schools of occultism. It's always happened where people have formed small schools of occultism, but it's got smaller and smaller and smaller. In fact, if we're not careful, what we'll be having is the same problem that academia has, where you have over-specialisation, where you have people that know more and know more and more about less and less and less. Which means that eventually we'll have people that know everything there is to know about absolutely bugger all. That isn't the road we want to take. There's always been people that have wanted people to have a particular school. So what happens is this: you have somebody, he comes up with a type of occultism, him or her, maybe more than one person, and then what happens next is the person drops dead, or maybe they're still alive, and then the preservers of tradition come in. These people don't create things. What they do is they preserve. And their mantra pretty much is that everything which isn't in my tradition is evil or wrong. Not necessarily evil, just wrong, okay? And they're trying to control, so the people who learn occultism only really do one type, one highly specialised, and trying to tell people not to do anything outside, which of course is a waste of time, because people are people, and so therefore they will do pretty much what they want, okay? They'll learn what they want. I, however, do not seek to control you. What I want to do is to free you, okay? It's not separate. Occultism is one subject. It will be like trying to separate my left arm from my right arm. Yes, I could do that, but its natural state is to be part of the same body, okay? If this were to float off on its own, it doesn't become just a left arm, it becomes a dead left arm. It just dies, that's all that happens, yeah? And that's the problem. We don't want things to die. I want people to embrace a wider view of the occult, okay? It's all one subject, it all connects. Yes, there'll always be people that choose to specialise in very, very small areas. You know what? It's fine. The problem only comes when people think that everyone has to specialise in their area, you know, and people don't. The fact of the matter is, occultism is here to make your life better. That means as an occultist and professional author who's wrote time of writing about 220 plus books on the occult, although by the time you're watching this, there'll probably be a hell of a lot more. But I am here to help you have a better life, the life you want. This doesn't just mean that occultism is there to maybe make you happier or bring things to you. It can also give you a sense of strength, a sense of well-being that you didn't have before, okay? But people often ask the question, you know, is magic real? Is magic real? Yes, it is. But also, is magic evil? No, magic is not evil. In fact, I have found there is only one way that magic can be evil, and that is a human. We seem to be ones that make things evil, okay? That's not saying that everyone should rush out there and try to sell the soul to the devil. In fact, it would be my advice not to really sign contracts, okay? It's like any contract. You wouldn't go through life and somebody said, well, I want you to sign this contract so I can own your house. You wouldn't just say, yeah, what the hell? It's the same thing. You don't want to sign contracts unless you're very careful what you want and what you do and you put the right clauses in, okay? But generally speaking, the main rules are, I would say, well, guidelines, I don't really like rules, are that basically don't let people force rules on you. I know that's I've sort of contradicted myself here, haven't I? But don't let people force rules on you. You know, I don't tell people what to do. I don't tell you morally what to do. Because the thing is, when it comes to morality, if I were to sit down and bring a long list of moral rules, bear in mind that I probably know better to make these rules than you are, it would be absolutely no use on anyone that didn't have a feeling for those rules. So if you were a person who was just, you know, an evil person by nature, it's not going to make any difference, you know. Sending Genghis Khan to church will not change Genghis Khan. Unfortunately, that's his nature, he's Genghis Khan, that's it. Okay? And the next Genghis Khan will be the same. It doesn't help. Okay? The only thing that could happen is he might end up Pope. Do you really want a Genghis Khan as a religious leader? Probably not. Okay? But that's the point, is that to reach out with to different areas of the occult, but also be more open-minded. Because I know the way it is, everyone complains. A lot of people think, oh God, look at these people, and he's just doing that, or they're just doing this, or they're only watching reality television, or they're only doing this. But the bottom line is, you may be that person to other people, and you may say, well, what can I do about it? How it's done is this, is the media simply controls what you have and what values you get through advertising, okay? I know a lot of people, even the word occult seems to scare them. And the reason's very simple. The reason it scares people is because if you look at the media, most places, proof of the occult is basically legal, which is strange because in actual fact, it doesn't really make any sense. Why would you want it to be illegal to have proof of the occult or to teach the occult or the paranormal? It's just a catch-all term they can use to conceal anything they want. It's basically like a modern witchcraft act. That's all it is, you know. There wasn't ever one act, it was several acts, and that's what's left now. But don't think, oh, this doesn't occur to me, this doesn't bother me, sorry, it doesn't really make any difference to me, I'm not a witch, it doesn't make any difference. Well, it does, because it means that you're not getting a true view of the world, okay? I know everyone doesn't do the occult, even if you define it as being yoga and Tai Chi and meditation, all these things, which would have got you burnt at the stake at one time. Everyone doesn't. It's fine. I believe everyone should. I should have a knowledge of it. But I know that isn't the state of the world. The same as, you know, not everyone juggles. You know, it's fine. But if you exclude the occult from the world, what you're basically trying to do is exclude things that you think could be weird. Things that could be unacceptable. The problem with that is you're not prepared when they happen. Okay? And that means then if something happens that is sufficiently weird, you'll be in complete shock because you'll have no idea that it could even happen, that it could even exist. Okay? And I suppose a good example of this would be, you know, occultism in some countries, traditionally, the people would use like parts of dead people. So when this happens, don't just think Africa. You've also got to also think Tibetan Buddhism, where they use the skulls of people. I don't care whether you're into these beliefs or religions or not. To me, that is a great example of people making magic evil. Because let's be honest, it doesn't matter whether it's African or Tibetan or any country that traditionally had low literacy. It doesn't really make any difference. People will be killing people to get these body parts, okay? And that is a great example of people making an evil. Because that's what happens. An evil person comes along and says, I'm going to make a better talisman. I'm going to see what happens if I make a magic wand out of somebody's skull or out of somebody's right arm. See? You see, magic doesn't work that way. Magic's about forces and principles, you know. You go and taking the skin off the left butt cheek of the president of some country is not going to help. It's not going to make any difference, okay? It's not going to make a better magic wand or a better anything. A lot of magic is about human willpower, our force of will. Thought, you can even use belief, in fact you can use creativity. But, you know, the skin off someone's arse cheek or someone's right arm is not going to do a damn bit of good either way. It's completely useless. It doesn't even have any principle behind it, okay? What you're looking at is ways of people controlling other people. I mean, imagine if you were there in maybe a country where there was huge amounts of drug smuggle out, which is a lot of countries with low literacy. You know, what do? You need to control people. Magic's a good form of controlling people. That's why I always said occultism means hidden knowledge. It actually now means more like the defines of a subject. Okay, a subject area. But it's a good way of controlling people. I know something you don't know, but I don't. I write my information down. I write stuff down as an author so you can learn it and you can read it. But that's the way they do it. I'm hiding information. You can't get this. It's hidden. So I've got it. You don't get it. And then what do? You know, keep that fear so everyone's under your control. I'll chop off someone's right arm and use it for a magic wand. You see what I'm saying? You know, it works like this. And maybe not control a large amount of people. Maybe you control a small gang of people or groups. So yeah, that's probably part of the reason why, you know, some parts of the world witches are being beheaded because of the truly evil ones. But let's get this right. If we look at Christianity, we have the, you know, the Crusades and things like this and all sorts of it really had no purpose. The Spanish Inquisition, you know, I mean, you could just go back into any religion and belief. So occultism, you know, in terms of how evil is the occult, it's not really evil. People can be evil. And if you look at any religion in the world, well, in terms of the amount of damage they've done, they have beat us easily, you know. You're not talking even millions, you're talking probably billions or trillions of people even that have been exterminated and killed because of this reason or that, you know. I don't stand for that. None of us occultists really now stand for that, except the crazy ones that want someone's body part. But what he's really talking about there is, I suppose, really is a type of mental illness, perhaps, maybe some sort of, but just evil at work, okay? Because that's the thing about evil, it seems to spread like good spreads. If I'm a good person, other people may be good people. If I'm an evil people, you know, so what happens sometimes is that people below you end up being evil. It spreads like that, okay? And so that means that I feel that occultism is a good force in the world because it is basically neutral, okay? Because it makes him good, want more good and less bad. But who's to decide what is good and bad in the world, what's good and what's evil? The fact of the matter is, all of the truly evil people all believe they're good. And thereby lies the problem, you know. They all believe they're doing the right things. All those people that exterminated millions of people, you know, and which there is many, I can go back to Genghis Khan again, all believed they were doing the right thing. None of them would have thought they were doing anything evil. They were just doing what they needed to do. It was just their job. His name was Genghis Khan. That was his job. His job was to kill huge amounts of people and wipe out civilizations. You see what I'm saying? But most of all, I want you to be empowered. Because occultism to me is most about the individual. I'm not bothered about the organisations. I don't really care about the large, powerful organisations of this world. I want you to be empowered with the occultism. I want you to have real magic working for you. Whether you choose to follow my advice or not is up to you. But, you know, reach out, try different forms of occultism. Even if you're in a sort of a tradition that just has one narrow type, try other sorts out. You know, it's fine. You know, it's there for you. And the internet now and books, it's all there for you to help you get a wider view of the world. Because if you have a view of the world where there is no magic and there is no other forces that you can't bang your head on, then it is a false view of the world, okay? Look, there's waves, like sound. The fact that you can hear me now means that there's something you can't see. Thought is real. You know, all these things are real, and magic is real. It can have a real effect upon your life.